Little Robot Stories, the use of AI and robots in this particular context is really quite ingenious because they are there to represent us, how we so much resemble them when we get stuck in these rigid routines that prevent us oftentimes from enjoying the things that inherently make us human. The ability to appreciate nature and art and socialize. These things can often be bogged down by a crazy commute and hectic work schedule. So it's a reminder here to never forget what it is to be human and to not too much become like the machines that we ourselves have built.
Little Robot Stories. I thought this was really interesting. I loved this kind of robot that was lonely and stuck and, trapped into this kind of daily routine that they don't like, that they don't enjoy, and that because it's, a robot, they, seemingly don't take sick time. They don't really, take vacation time apparently. And I also loved the moment of like talking to the coffee maker. I thought that was so great and such a fantastic moment. If you've ever worked in a corporate setting at all with the cubicles, that I thought was just like so iconic and so fun. But this idea of like, it doesn't matter if you don't necessarily need to take a break or need to take sick time, but you still, no matter what your circumstances, need something in your life that makes you excited. And it's okay to take time to find those things. And so he does, he tries, and he thinks that the weather has turned on him and, he can't draw this tree, this moment, because of that. But then, he ends up finding something better, something, more meaningful or longer lasting, with his little doggo friend. And I think that there's, like I said, there's something to be said about having something in your life that excites you or, gives you something to look forward to or gives you some kind of purpose besides surviving to the next day or doing, just solely what your responsibilities are with no deeper meaning behind them other than it's what you do, it's what you're good at, it's what, your job is, etc., etc. And I think that this was just like a great little story of, highlighting some of those concepts.
Little Robot Stories. This is so sweet, and I want to see more stories. I hope this is actually part of a series. I like the animation. I think it's really cute. Well done. And I like the sign on the wall, work hard, work fast. And then the robot seeing somebody painting and enjoying the day, and the juxtaposition of those things, the one versus the other, and do we need to have one or the other kind of thing. I really I like how it just repeats daily over and over, and you get the idea that this robot is not happy and needs time off, hasn't taken it in forever. It's like the culture that we live in here. And then he goes on his one day off after years and it rains. You've got to be kidding me. I love that line because I feel like sometimes films miss the mark on how you would really react to something. And I love that he says, you've got to be kidding me. It made me laugh. And then when he sees the puppy, I'm like, okay, so this was this happened for a reason. So you always have to find the silver lining, and now they've got each other, and I really just wanted more. So I really want to know if this is a series, and I hope to see more of this. So great job and good luck.
Little robot. This was so cute, so sweet. So many things to say about this project. The first of which is that the animation is gorgeous. I'm not sure, it's not 3D, it's 2D, and it has a very interesting style with the lines, because I feel like the way the lines move around the character as this little robot is becoming more and more stressed with work and life is a way to show that she's getting to a point of no return. She's so overwhelmed by work, by this routine. And it's a fascinating idea, because what if robots start to feeling the same kind of anxiety and existential dread of routine that humans have? It's a very good idea. It feels like a little bit like Wall-E meets Blade Runner, maybe. So I love it. I love this film for every reason, from the story to the animation to the message to how much it makes us get emotionally involved with this little character, with this little robot, even though the film is very short. So great work, great animation. Keep going, keep working, keep bringing more projects. I love them.
What's so nice about Little Robot Stories is here we have this character named Ro, who is a robot, and we're sort of going through these emotions, something to where humans can connect to, kind of having that routine life, feeling like you're living the same day over and over again, just going through the motions almost. And here we see that happening with the robot, and you come to find out that, this robot hasn't taken a day off in 7 years or so. It's like 7,000 days, something like that. A large sum of number, which, we often at times feel guilty for calling in and taking the day off when we're even sick as dogs, but that's the system that we've sort of built to be the social norm. And so here we have this, artist who sort of criticizes that fact, and, that it's like here we have this borderline of, are we being human, or are we just being kind of mechanical and robotical in our emotions? And so why not make that an actual physical thing? And when it comes to AI story time, usual artificial intelligence storylines, we often see that they kind of like take over. It's this man versus technology sort of storyline, but we don't really get that here. We sort of get a more humanistic approach to the robot itself, with Ro on their day off. They finally take a day off after all this time. They just want to go and kind of mimic someone. They saw painting some nature out on the street, and as they kind of get into the system of finally getting that day off, and making it to the tree with their canvas, ready to just paint this tree, it starts raining on their parade, quite literally. And so, it's kind of that reminder of like rest is a right and not a reward. And, we oftentimes find ourselves lost in these robotic, almost inhumane motions, but we have to remind ourselves that we are human, and we should take these times to feel gratitude and joy, and, kind of be present in the life that we have, rather than working ourselves to the bone.